journey through the ancient realms of Norse mythology, from the mysterious origins of the cosmos to the destined end at Ragnarok, where gods and mortals alike face their ultimate fate. In the beginning, there existed only the vast and yawning void known as Ginnungagap. From this void emerged the first realms. Muspelheim, in the fiery south, guarded by Surtur with his flaming sword, and Niflheim in the icy north, shrouded in fog and home to the chilling origins of the primordial rivers. These rivers flowed into the void and gradually froze as they moved farther from their source, until the northern expanse was entirely cloaked in ice. Moisture arising from this ice formed layers of frost that covered the landscape in a crystalline sheen. In the south, the warmth from Muspelheim created a gentle breeze that drifted towards the icy north. When this breeze touched the frost, it began to melt, forming droplets that came together to create Ymir, the first of the frost giants. Legend says that Ymir's sweat formed 2 children under his left armpit, and a 6-headed being from his legs, from whom descended the other frost giants. From the droplets of this melting frost, the cow Audumla emerged. She sustained herself by licking the salty stones surrounding her and Ymir. On the first day, she uncovered the hair of a man. On the second day, his head. And on the third day, he was fully revealed. This man was named Buri, and he soon fathered a son named Bor. Bor married Bestla, the daughter of a giant, and they had 3 sons, Odin, Vili, and Vi. Together, these 3 brothers slew the giant Ymir, whose death caused a great flood of blood that drowned all the frost giants except Bergelmir, who managed to survive by building an ark with his wife. They became the ancestors of all the frost giants. And so, from the primordial chaos of Ginnungagap emerged the beginnings of the Norse cosmos, setting the stage for the epic tales of gods and giants that would follow. Odin and his brothers, with the colossal body of Ymir, embarked on the monumental task of crafting the world within the heart of the void. From Ymir's blood surged the seas and lakes, while his flesh became the fertile land. Mountains rose from his bones and rocks emerged from his teeth, shaping the rugged terrain. Ymir's skull, vast and awe-inspiring, formed the canopy of the sky, poised over the 4 corners of the earth. From the remains of Ymir's flesh, the brothers sculpted the dwarves, assigning one to each corner of the earth north, south, east, and west guardians of the realms. Harnessing the sparks and embers that danced from Muspelheim, they scattered them across the heavens, birthing the stars. Arranged with purpose, these celestial bodies marked the passage of time, distinguishing day from night. As the earth took form, encircled by a vast ocean, Odin and his brothers bestowed lands upon the giants, naming their realm Jotunheim. To safeguard against the looming threat of these towering beings, the brothers fashioned fortifications from the very essence of Ymir, which were his eyebrows, forming the protective bulwark known as Midgard. Lastly, the brothers cast Ymir's brains into the sky, where they coalesced into billowing clouds, bringing life-giving rain to the earth below. Yet the creation was not yet complete. From the remnants of driftwood, Odin and his brothers fashioned new life. Odin breathed vitality into them. Vili bestowed intelligence and emotion, and Vi granted them speech, hearing, and sight. Thus, the first humans emerged, a man and a woman, named Ash and Elm. Placed within the sanctuary of Midgard, they thrived, becoming the ancestors of all humanity, their legacy enduring through the ages. In the intricate tapestry of Norse mythology, a grand and interconnected cosmos unfolds, all tethered by the magnificent Yggdrasil, the world tree. With 3 colossal roots, Yggdrasil links the realms of existence, each rooted in profound significance. The first root extends into the heavens above the Well of Fate, where the gods convene daily beside the wise and ancient whale dwelling within. Here, the Norns, three prophetic maidens, weave the threads of destiny, shaping the fates of both mortals and immortals alike. The second route delves deep into the earth, reaching towards the well of wisdom beneath the towering peak of Yggdrasil. Here, knowledge flows endlessly, and seekers of wisdom are drawn to its depths. The final route plunges into the depths of hell, emerging from the sacred spring known as Hvergelmir, the wellspring of the primordial rivers. Yet, this route faces a constant threat from the relentless gnawing of the dragon Nidhogg, while a colossal eagle and mischievous squirrel dwell upon its branches, stirring the winds of fate with their endless banter. Among the gods, Odin, the All-Father and Lord of Asgard, reigns supreme. Renowned for his insatiable thirst for knowledge, Odin pursued enlightenment with unwavering determination. In his quest, he sacrificed greatly, even offering his own eye to the guardian of Mimir's Well, the repository of great intelligence. But Odin's thirst for wisdom knew no bounds. Desiring to unlock the secrets of the runes, he embarked on a harrowing trial, hanging himself from the boughs of Yggdrasil for 9 agonizing days and nights. Denied sustenance, Odin endured unimaginable suffering until at last, the runes revealed their ancient secrets to him, granting him unparalleled insight and power. With this newfound knowledge, Odin wielded the magic of the runes, shaping destinies and preparing for the inevitable twilight of Ragnarok. To delay the cataclysmic end, Odin dispatched his Valkyries, divine maidens charged with selecting the bravest warriors to join the ranks of the Einherjar in the halls of Valhalla. In Asgard, Odin presides over the grand feasts of the fallen warriors, sustained by the intoxicating nectar of wine and the whispers of his ever-attentive ravens, Hugin and Munin. With Thor, his mighty son and protector of mankind, by his side, Odin marshals his forces in anticipation of the final battle against the forces of chaos. Amidst the thunderous clashes and swirling storms of Ragnarok, the fate of gods and mortals hangs in the balance, as Odin and his allies stand as beacons of hope against the encroaching darkness. Thor, the well-intentioned god of thunder, often finds himself at the mercy of pranks orchestrated by the mischievous Loki. One such prank targeted Thor's wife, Sif, as Loki thought it humorous to shave off her luscious locks. However, upon discovering his wife's baldness, Thor's laughter quickly turned to rage. He seized Loki, ready to exact his revenge, until the trickster promised to remedy the situation by enlisting the dwarves to craft Sif a new head of hair. True to his word, Loki convinced the dwarves to fashion golden locks for Sif, along with an array of treasures for the gods. Among these treasures was an extraordinary hammer, imbued with magical properties. During its forging, a mishap resulted in its handle being shorter than intended, but despite this flaw, the hammer possessed remarkable abilities, one of which is it would never miss its target, and when thrown would unfailingly return to Thor's hand, small enough to be concealed beneath his shirt. Named Mjolnir, this hammer became Thor's iconic weapon, capable of pulverizing anything in its path. Loki's antics, however, evolved from mere pranks to treacherous deeds as he aligned himself with, or against the Aesir, depending on his whims. Despite Thor's enduring rivalry with Loki, the god of mischief's actions became increasingly malevolent over time. He fathered a host of offspring, including the monstrous offspring of which the most notable were the Midgard serpent and the giant wolf Fenrir. Loki's descent into irredeemable villainy culminated in the orchestrated death of Baldur, Odin's beloved son. Baldur, blessed with invulnerability by his mother Frigg, became the target of Loki's envy. Disguised as a woman, Loki tricked Frigg into revealing Baldur's sole vulnerability, mistletoe. Exploiting this weakness, Loki manipulated Hod, Baldur's blind brother, into unwittingly slaying him with an arrow tipped with mistletoe. The gods, their hearts heavy with sorrow, sought to retrieve Balder from Hel's shadowy domain. They implored the ruler of the dead to release their shining sun, promising her great honors and pleading with fervent words. Yet their efforts were in vain, for the return of Balder hinged upon the cries of all beings. Every creature wept for Balder, save one Loki, whose heart had grown cold and indifferent. Loki's punishment was as cruel as his betrayal. The gods took the life of his son Narfi, and from his body they fashioned bonds that held Loki fast to 3 stones within a cave. Above him they placed a venomous serpent, positioned so its lethal drip would torment Loki endlessly. His loyal wife, Sigyn, stood by him, collecting the venom in a bowl, but whenever she had to empty it, poison would reach Loki, causing him to writhe in pain so violently that the earth itself would tremble. Bound in suffering, Loki awaited the onset of Ragnarok, the doom of the gods, when he would be freed from his chains to join the forces of chaos in the final battle against the gods. It was a time foretold by prophecy, a battle that would see the fall of many gods and the rebirth of the world from the ashes of the old. Thus, the stage was set for the final act of the Norse saga, a tale of vengeance, redemption, and the cyclical nature of existence, where even the gods are not immune to the whims of fate. As Ragnarok draws near, ominous signs herald the world's destruction. With 3 harsh winters, relentless battles here and there, and the devouring of celestial bodies by monstrous creatures. The forces of chaos, led by the likes of Fenrir the giant wolf, along with the Midgard serpent, and an army of formidable frost giants, converge upon the realm of the gods. Heimdall's horn, called Gjallarhorn, sounds the clarion call, alerting the gods to the impending apocalypse. Despite Odin's preparations and the valor of the Asgardians, Ragnarok unfolds as foretold, with almost all the gods meeting their fate at the hands of their enemies. As the twilight of the gods draws near, the realms of Norse mythology tremble under the weight of impending doom. Amidst the chilling winds and the gathering storm clouds, the final chapter of creation unfolds, marked by devastation and heroism. As the realms tremble and the gods prepare for their final stand, Odin, the All-Father, gazes upon the world with grim determination. With Gungnir clenched tightly in his hand, he leads the charge against the encroaching darkness, rallying the Aesir and his elite warriors on Herdr for one last battle. The final battle of Ragnarok is woven with threads of destiny and heroism. The thunder god Thor, wielding his mighty hammer Mjolnir, faced his arch-nemesis, the Midgard serpent. In a battle that shook the very foundations of the 9 realms, Thor struck the serpent with such force that the oceans boiled and the earth split asunder. Yet, for every blow he dealt, the serpent's venomous breath weakened him. After slaying Jormungandr, Thor took 9 paces before succumbing to the serpent's poison, marking the end of their age-old enmity. Odin, the All-Father, met his fate in the jaws of the monstrous wolf Fenrir. With his spear Gungnir in hand, Odin fought valiantly against the beast that threatened to devour the world, using all his might and power, even using his powers to manipulate nature, throwing lightning bolts at the beast. But Fenrir, ever the resilient beast, just shrugs off Odin's attacks. Fenrir's quickness and strength was able to overpower and overwhelm the leader of the gods. And despite his divine might, Odin was ultimately defeated. Fenrir, after defeating Odin, commits the unforgivable act of devouring the All-Father, which brought about the end of the wisest of the Aesir. In the aftermath of Odin's fall, his son Vidar, known for his silence and strength, stepped forward. Fueled by vengeance and armed with a shoe crafted from the leather of ages, Vidar confronted Fenrir. With a forceful kick, he split apart Fenrir's head and tore apart the wolf's jaws, avenging his father and fulfilling his destiny. as the silent avenger. Amidst the cataclysmic battle, Tyr, the one-handed god, faces off against Garm the Hellhound. It's a fierce fight between the god of war and the ferocious hound of the underworld. The clash is violent and intense, with both opponents inflicting grievous wounds upon each other. In the end, Tyr manages to slay Garm, but not without cost. The wounds Tyr suffers from the battle are so severe that he too succumbs to death. The god Freyr battled fiercely against the fire giant Surtur, facing off valiantly at the leader of the fire giants, but ultimately falling due to the absence of his magical sword. Without his own powerful sword, Freyr stands at a disadvantage and is slain by Surtur, marking his demise as part of the great battle that leads to the destruction and renewal of the world. As the battle raged on, many gods met their end. Heimdall and Loki slew each other, and the world tree Yggdrasil trembled. The realms were torn asunder, and the cosmos itself seemed to unravel at the seams. Yet, from the ashes of this cataclysm, a new world would rise. Some gods, like Balder and Hod, returned from the dead, while others, like Vidar and Vali, survived the destruction. Thor's sons Magni and Modi also survived the battles, along with Honor, the god of poetry, and Njord, the sea god who had returned to the Vanir, and also Alfredal, daughter of Sol, the sun goddess who is said shines brighter than her mother. Together, they would lay the foundation for a new era, one of peace and rebirth, where the legacy of the Aesir would live on in the tales of men and the whispers of the world tree. As for humans, two individuals named Lif and Lifthrasir are the sole survivors. They find shelter in Hodmimir's forest and survive by consuming the morning dewdrops found there. After Ragnarok, they emerge to repopulate the world with humans. A world is reborn anew. The old world is submerged in water, but it eventually emerges once again, fertile and ready for a new beginning. This cycle of destruction and rebirth is a central theme in Norse beliefs, symbolizing the end of the old and the dawn of a new era. For in the end, it is not the god's power or strength that will determine the outcome, but the resilience of the mortal spirit and the enduring legacy of courage and sacrifice.